You will be shocked by what happens in Oman. This country hides more scary secrets than you can imagine. Curious? Join us as we check out some extremely shocking facts about Oman. Let's go. Number 19. Censorship and internet control. The Omani government maintains one of the most sophisticated systems of digital surveillance in the Middle East. All internet service providers are controlled by the state, which systematically monitors online communications. Websites that criticize the royal family, discuss LGBTQ+ rights, or promote other religions are blocked. VoIP calling apps like Skype and WhatsApp are frequently restricted, forcing people to use government-approved apps. Digital activists face persecution and can be arrested for sharing content deemed harmful to public order. Number 18. Geography and strategic location. At the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, Oman occupies a privileged geographical position, bordered by the Arabian Sea to the south and east, and the Gulf of Oman to the northeast. The country shares important borders with the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen, controlling crucial sea routes. Its two strategic enclaves, the Muzandam Peninsula and Mada, give the Sultanate unique control over the Strait of Hormuz, through which approximately 30% of the world's oil passes. Oman's territory is geographically diverse, with over 3,165 kilometers of coastline, imposing mountain ranges, fertile valleys, and vast desert expanses that create breathtaking landscapes. Number 17. Stunning natural landscapes. The Hajar Mountains dominate the northern Oman skyline, with the majestic Jebel Shams rising to 10,000 feet, 3,009 meters. Known as the Grand Canyon of Arabia, Wadi Ghul offers spectacular views of its deep gorges. The Wahiba Sands Desert features golden dunes that stretch for miles, changing color with the position of the sun. Pristine beaches with crystal-clear waters contrast with dramatic cliffs, creating postcard-worthy scenes. In places like Misfat al-Abreen, ancient stone villages perch on the mountainsides, surrounded by lush palm groves and traditional irrigation systems that have been in operation for centuries. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 16. The secret of Omani beauty. Omani women's beauty is deeply rooted in their age-old traditions of self-care. They use natural products such as damask rose oil, frankincense, and myrrh in beauty treatments that have been passed down through the generations. They practice elaborate skin and hair care rituals, including masks made with local ingredients such as dates, desert honey, and mineral clay. The traditional Omani diet, rich in seafood, dates, and antioxidant spices, contributes to radiant skin and shiny hair. Steam baths with aromatic herbs, known as bakhor, are a fundamental part of their beauty routine, purifying the skin and leaving a delicate aroma that lingers for hours. Number 15. History and transformation. Oman's history is marked by remarkable achievements and overcoming. Established as an emirate in 751 AD, the country became one of the greatest maritime powers in the 17th century, challenging Portugal and the Netherlands for control of the Indian Ocean trade routes. Its empire stretched from the Strait of Hormuz to Pakistan, including territories in East Africa. In the 19th century, although it went through a period of decline and British influence, Oman maintained its formal independence. The most dramatic transformation has occurred in recent decades. In 2010, the UNDP recognized Oman as the country that has developed the most in 40 years, among 135 nations evaluated, presenting extraordinary advances in education, health, and quality of life. Number 14. Ibadi culture and religious tolerance. Oman stands out in the Arab world for its predominantly Ibadism, a moderate branch of Islam that preaches tolerance and mutual respect. This religious particularity has shaped a more open and welcoming society compared to other countries in the region. Ibadism emphasizes social justice, equality, and community responsibility, creating an environment where different cultures and religions coexist harmoniously. Number 12. Economic development and modernization. Oman has been notable for its impressive economic development in recent decades. The country has implemented an economic diversification strategy called Vision 2040, reducing its dependence on oil and investing in sectors such as tourism, technology, and sustainable agriculture. The modernization of infrastructure is evident in the impeccable roads, modern ports, and sophisticated shopping centers, while maintaining traditional Omani architecture. The government invests heavily in education and professional development for young people, creating opportunities in emerging sectors such as renewable energy and information technology. Number 11. The luxury desert bunkers. A surprising trend among the Omani elite is the construction of luxury bunkers in the desert. These underground structures, known locally as malaji, combine cutting-edge technology with traditional Arabic architecture. Equipped with self-contained solar power, air purification, and water purification systems, these shelters can sustain families for months. Some include hydroponic gardens, heated swimming pools, and even small private mosques. The phenomenon began after regional tensions, but has evolved into a status symbol. Skilled architects incorporate elements of traditional Islamic art into interior design, creating spaces that reflect Omani culture. The government has established specific regulations for these constructions, requiring environmental impact assessments and advanced safety systems. Number 10. The unique cuisine of Oman. Speaking of coffee, Omani cuisine is a fascinating fusion of flavors that reflects centuries of cultural exchange along ancient trade routes. The basis of the local cuisine incorporates essential ingredients such as chicken, fresh fish, and lamb, always accompanied by the ubiquitous rice, which plays a central role in almost every meal. The secret of Omani cuisine lies in the masterful use of exotic spices, creating aromatic combinations that transform seemingly simple dishes into extraordinary gastronomic experiences. Each region of the country has its own specialties, although curry is a unifying element present throughout the territory. Shua, an emblematic dish prepared on special occasions, consists of meat marinated in spicy date paste, slowly cooked in traditional underground ovens. Mandi, a whole roasted fish served with lemon rice, exemplifies the maritime influence on local cuisine. Omani coffee, known as kawa, flavored with cardamom and served with dates and halwa, a typical sweet, symbolizes traditional hospitality. Main meals traditionally take place at midday, while dinners tend to be lighter, following the natural rhythm of the desert climate. Number 9. Traditional festivals and celebrations. Oman's cultural calendar is packed with festivities that blend religious tradition with secular celebrations. The Muscat Festival, held in the capital from January to February, becomes a cultural explosion with theatrical performances, circus shows, and camel races that attract visitors from all over the world. Isra Miraj, celebrated in early April, commemorates the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad to heaven, filling mosques with worshippers for moments of deep spiritual reflection. Eid al-Fitr marks the end of Ramadan, with 3 days of intense festivities, when entire families gather for morning prayers, share special meals, and exchange gifts, with special attention given to children. The Salalah Tourism Festival, held from July to August, began as a celebration of the monsoon rains and has evolved into a grand 6-week cultural event. Number 8. The secret sea farms. Deep in the Arabian Sea, Oman has developed a revolutionary aquaculture system, underwater marine farms. These facilities, located up to 30 meters below sea level, cultivate rare species of fish and crustaceans in structures that resemble underwater cities. Using cutting-edge technology, these farms are monitored by ROVs, remotely operated vehicles, and maintained by specially trained divers. One controversial aspect is the cultivation of species genetically selected to survive at depths greater than their natural habitat. Marine scientists debate the environmental impact of these practices, while advocates argue that these farms help preserve endangered species and reduce pressure on natural resources. The Omani government keeps the exact location of these facilities secret, which are considered strategic for the country's food security. Some of these farms produce exclusive ingredients for luxury cuisine, exported at very high prices to Michelin-starred restaurants around the world. Number 7. Crafts and traditional commerce. Omani souks, traditional markets, are living treasures where artisans continue to use centuries-old techniques. The Mutra souk in Muscat is famous for its silver jewelry, traditional textiles, and finely crafted copper objects. The production of khanjar, the traditional Omani dagger, is a meticulous craft that has been passed down from generation to generation. Weavers create intricately patterned shawls and rugs that tell stories of local culture. Number 6. Arranged marriages and polygamy. In Oman, approximately 60% of marriages are still arranged by families, following ancestral traditions. Polygamy is legally permitted, with men allowed to have up to 4 wives, as long as they can support them equally. A controversial aspect is the dowry, mahr, which can be exorbitant, creating financial barriers for young couples. Women need the permission of a male guardian, wali, to marry, regardless of their age or social status. Divorce, although permitted, carries a strong social stigma, especially for women. Number 4. The Dance of the Stars. In the ancient city of Nizwa, near its famous fortress, a secret ritual passed down from generation to generation reveals one of Oman's most fascinating traditions. The star dance, performed by Omani women under the night sky, represents a unique form of nonverbal communication that transcends cultural barriers. Dressed in colorful dishdashas and adorned with traditional jewelry, the dancers gather in clearings near oases, where they perform fluid movements that mimic the surrounding nature. Each gesture carries a profound meaning. Delicate hand movements symbolize the search for love, while gentle gyrations express desire and spiritual connection. Number 3. Modern slave labor. Oman's construction boom hides a troubling reality. Thousands of foreign workers, mainly from South Asia, face precarious working conditions. Reports document grueling 12-hour shifts in extreme heat, overcrowded and unsanitary accommodation, and frequent delays in pay. The kafala system makes workers vulnerable to abuse, as they cannot change employers or leave the country without permission. Work-related accidents are common, and compensation to families, if any, is minimal. Number 2. Legal system and human rights. The Omani Penal Code contrasts sharply with Western standards of justice. Sharia law still heavily influences the judicial system, resulting in severe punishments for certain crimes. Cases of apostasy, abandonment of the Islamic faith, can be punished with the death penalty, although this is rarely carried out. The legal system also maintains the practice of kafala, a sponsorship system that gives employers significant control over foreign workers, including withholding passports. International human rights organizations have frequently criticized restrictions on freedom of expression, with journalists and bloggers facing prosecution for criticizing the government or discussing sensitive topics. Number 1. Controversial traditional medicine. In Oman, there is a parallel system of traditional medicine that is both fascinating and alarming. Local practitioners, known as mutabib, use ancient techniques that include the use of controlled snake venom, cauterization with heated metals, and treatments with desensitized scorpions. These practices, passed down through the generations, are regulated by the Omani Ministry of Health, which has established an official registry of certified practitioners. Mutabib must undergo formal training in biosafety and first aid. Studies conducted by local universities have documented cases of cures for chronic conditions using these methods, although the international medical community remains skeptical. The government maintains research centers dedicated to scientifically validating these traditional practices, with some treatments being incorporated into the country's official health system. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen now? Click on it, because I've separated it especially for you. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.